Why you eating? Why you eating,
Oh,
bro?
what's good, everybody? It's Jason out here with another podcast, episode 2, The Dunces. We got my boy Isandro or Elier. I don't know why my boy doesn't change his name on his Zoom calls, but it's okay.
It's here, man.
So lazy.
Here
We
to
got
stay.
K Reyes. Hopefully, he's not going to sleep on us tonight. With the
You know
bag
the vibes.
and everything.
At 11 o'clock.
I
he
got
was
some
on-
spinach dip.
And hold up, everyone. We got a special guest tonight, man. Straight from North Bergen, from the New York Knicks rec team, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 13 points per game, 2.5 assists, about 6 turnovers, but it's okay. Jordan Batista, you know the vibes. Get on camera.
5'6", 220 pounds.
That's right. He's at,
Thank you.
You know it.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank
Honor
you.
to be here.
Appreciate you for joining us. I see you got the purple do-rag on for the Lakers, man. I know.
Gotta get right.
I know.
I can't look like Kevin right now. That's not a good example.
Just a little bit, to be honest, but it's all good though.
What?
It's all good. So, boys, we're gonna talk about what happened today with Miami, man. LA, they won a championship first time in 10 years. How y'all feel?
Anybody can
Go
start.
James. Go James. It was a great win. Well, who's gonna start? I'll start it off. Good
Danny
win by
Green,
the
back-to-back
Lakers.
champs.
You're right.
Best 3-point shooter in the playoff history. Best 3-point shooter in playoff history. No, that was a good win, especially by the role players. They stepped up this game, which they should have stepped up in Game 5. Should have been closed out. I made a point out. This is unnecessary credibility to the Heat. Well, we could talk about that later on.
Jason, no, we can
More-
talk about it now.
more
Jason
emphasis.
agreed with you. I want to know, why do you guys feel this way?
Jason agrees with him.
What?
I mean, no.
Somebody agreed. Somebody agreed.
I completely agree with Jordan.
Because I
You
was
do?
going for either team to win, but I wanted Miami to take it at least to Game 7, because I felt like it would have been a coin toss.
Yeah, again.
I think I said it last episode, and I'll say it again. Would be a waste of time because we know who's gonna win.
You did say that. I remember that.
Yeah, so.
But I don't know, bro. I think Jordan's just capping a little bit. I think he's too much of a fan of LeBron right now. I don't know.
he's feeling.
Listen. The Heat. I'm not discrediting the Heat to what they did right now. Like the role players stepped up. Duncan Robinson, Game 5. I mean, bro, game of his life. Literally, his whole career. That was like the game of his life. Jimmy buckets. You can't say anything. You can't discredit what he's doing. Rebounds, assists. But
He was gassed.
He was doing it
probably, it's debatable he performed better than LeBron this the whole series.
the whole
Game
series.
6.
You think he did better than LeBron James?
It's debatable. It's debatable.
You're right.
It's
It is debatable.
I don't think. I think LeBron did better. Obviously, he won the chip.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I'd say it's debatable, but I think
I think LeBron had it easier, but
Miami. It felt like
LeBron had it easier?
You were climbing it
Explain.
well.
LeBron had it easier because LeBron knows what it takes. This is his first time, Jimmy's first time, so he's just giving it his all. But LeBron knows how to save himself on possessions, and he has a better team equipped for what he wanted, and the team is built for him. There was a lot of times Jimmy was saying, he's like, "Why don't you guys rebound?" He's like, "We're not rebounding as much as we should be." And then you would see it sometimes. He'd be like, "Cut." He'd be like, "Cut." He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And he would feed when they would cut, but at the same time, there was moments where he wanted them to cut even more, where they would just look at him and the ball and not move.
Yeah.
So
Stagnated. Yeah.
and that's why he had so much assist though, because he was the offense, But he carried, so I think it was harder for him to carry, because LeBron's been through it. He knows what it takes. For him, it almost looks effortless to us,
And as you said,
But players stepped up also. It wasn't just like players. They did their role. Like Jimmy
That's
would
true.
give the ball. He would let the team ISO it up. Do what they do best. Especially Chris Dunn.
Kendrick Nunn.
Chris this fool.
Nah, but
Jordan
I
said
don't know what he's talking about.
He said in the chat the other day, he was saying Miami played a great game in Game 5. They had to play a perfect game, and that's what they did, and that's how they won. Today though, bro, everybody was they were cold, man. Hero just looked nervous. He didn't look the same. They were just playing.
He missed open shots.
Yeah, and they were playing great defense. They were bothering him, smothering him and stuff like that. Iguodala was, his age, I guess. I don't know. It was just not a good. They just didn't play well.
It's because they gave it.
Bam played well. Bam played well.
I think they were just tired. Yeah, like you could see it in Jimmy's face. Jimmy.
Honestly, I don't know why they played Goran Dragic. He did nothing, and that's my boy.
Yeah, I didn't like that move either. I don't like that move either.
He was playing on a day. They were just like, we need you,
but they didn't need him. Like, they did, but like they should have. I don't know.
I admire his fight, but like you have to think about it. Is it gonna benefit the team? Like me, not 100%. And you saw I called it. If Goran Dragic played the series from game 1 throughout the whole series, it would have been a completely different series.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been the same.
Lakers win it though.
I don't think it would have been completely. Hold on, it wouldn't have been completely different. It would have been different.
100%.
No, it would not have.
And you saw when he was in. You saw when he was in. Like Jimmy Butler since after he was injured, Goran Dragic, he had the ball every possession. He either fed it to one of his players or he did his own thing. He set himself up. But with Dragic on the floor, he doesn't do that because the offense runs through Dragic.
But with what you're saying, different doesn't always mean better. Do you think they would have been
I'm saying it would have been better for the Lakers after the Heat. Would have been better for the Lakers, I think.
I'm thinking.
No. I'm thinking.
But Dragic is a
It
baller,
would have
bro. He
ended
can
in
swing
5
anyone.
for sure. Would have ended in 5 for sure for me if Dragic was playing.
I don't think so.
No,
I mean, you know what? Maybe so. Yeah, because the Heat seemed like they picked it up. Like they all elevated.
They were up by 25 before he got injured too. So gotta think about that too.
But that's because game 1. That was more like a feel-out game for both teams. But no, I think if Dragic would have played, it would have been a tighter series, but not as tight. Like I think my Lakers still would have won in 5-6, but they would have put up more of a fight, especially in this past game. Like Dragic would have been more like
aggressive,
a bit more ready for driving. So, but it was still a fun game to watch from the Lakers' perspective. Because
I feel like seeing these past few games, I'm kind of getting the underlying feeling that Miami didn't really stand a chance because it took the game 5 shock loss, and the Lakers they weren't doing their best in that game for them to just snap out of it and start trying. If they would have been doing that from the entire, it would have been a sweep. I know there were people saying it would have been a sweep. I don't think so, but maybe it would have been a sweep with the way the Lakers were playing in this game if they would have just emulated that throughout the whole series. It took this game 5 loss for them to just
to wake up,
put it in gear.
Yeah. No, you're right though. It was a wake up call for them and really a wake up call for Anthony Davis. Cause Davis, man, he balled out
in this game.
Yeah, defensively, bro. Like just disrupting and like the way he was playing the passing lanes. Like, cause game 5, they were getting through the lanes and they were getting shooters open. Well, in this game, they forced Davis, they told him, all right, play in the middle, guard Adebayo up top.
Anchor.
But like, look, exactly, anchor. They told him like, spread out your arms, bro, and just get
disrupt,
like to not get inside the mid range. That's exactly what he did. None was off. Like none shot pretty well, but there was no way he was going nothing against AD. Like no one's gonna get inside the paint. It was great collective defense, but AD was definitely the best player in this game.
I feel like it's important that we bring up Vogel's best coach adjustment this whole series was starting Alex Caruso.
Yes.
The GOAT.
I was about to say that Frank Vogel, that change paid off.
It did.
Because look, I'm gonna look up right now. I'm looking at the stats. Dwight Howard played 1 minute. 1 minute. That was probably at the end, He made a 3? Dwight Howard made a 3? He made a 3. That's what it's showing on the stats. That's crazy.
Right, Alex Caruso.
Look, Alex Caruso had 33 minutes, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. But what really matters is his plus minus. He was 20. And that's, honestly, that was the highest on the team.
But the plus minus, though, I don't really like that stat, to be honest, because it's about the players around you, too. But Caruso, the reason why he was in there, and Jeff Van Gundy said it, like he said they made the switch because they wanted perimeter defenders. Because last game, they didn't have that. This game, they take out Dwight, because Dwight last game, all he was looking to do was fight. Like you saw, like he almost got into that fight with Butler. In this game, Caruso's defense, KCP, and LeBron, AD, obviously, like crazy, and then Danny Green too. They wanted perimeter defenders to lock up on their shooters,
Rondo
the range. Oh man, Rondo was crazy off the bench, bro.
Playoff Rondo.
We've been talking about it.
He came in and he was like, "Nah, we're winning this tonight."
Yeah, because if you look at
the way he started,
we were talking about playoff Rondo, right? But every single time we mentioned him, he was like 1 for 7, 1 for 7, 2 for 6. Yeah. He was still having an impact. This game, he put in the work scoring wise. That to me was like vintage playoff Rondo.
Yeah, he scored, he assisted. His defense was crazy. His off-ball defense. Like, he disrupted the guys mentally. Like, it wasn't as much physically, but mentally, he was like, yeah, I'm going to get into your head, and you guys aren't going to do nothing against me and the Lakers, man. It was him, KCP, man. Bro.
I feel like that's how you know Rondo was locked in. Looking at these stats, he was 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. Like,
bro, playoff Rondo.
He's not even known for that, you know? He just came to ball.
Yeah.
Again,
I want to mention the mental aspect of it, because the Heat, even when they were down, I'm sure they've been down throughout the series, and then they've come back. It feels like the Lakers kind of got in their heads this game, like they really like rattled them, and then it just like a snowball effect, and then it eventually got to 36 points, the 36-point lead, and then we kind of see that Heat coming back. They chopped it down to 15. And at the end of the game, it was a 13-point lead, but it did get to that 36-point differential.
Yeah, it was. The thing about Miami, right, is like they're obviously known to be a collective group, but they thrive off of Jimmy. Like, if Jimmy isn't playing well, or if he's not vocal, they're not like as like involved. And today, I mean, it's not Jimmy's fault either. I mean, Jimmy was tired, bro. Like he was averaging the most minutes. He played crazy minutes, back
to back triple doubles, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it was.
Yeah, the first two. No, I mean the last 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, man, Lakers played a great game. I mean, they, you know, it was great to watch, to see LeBron win a championship with his team, especially for Kobe, man. Because
for Kobe, yeah,
it was just a great story. And AD too, man. AD was great.
Hey, I'm gonna play an audio. Just listen to this.
It means a lot to represent this.
Oh, damn.
Jeannie, I told Jeannie when I came here that I was going to put this franchise back in a position where it belongs. Her late great father did it for so many years, and she just, took it on after that. And for me to be a part of such a historical franchise is it's an unbelievable feeling, not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, for the coaches, for the trainers, everybody that's here. We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
Oh, mic drop.
That was fire.
Hey, yo.
That was fire.
Ooh, it's a statement right there.
And honestly, that's what this game was. Like, this game was Lakers. Like, we're coming in to win this game. That's it. Enough of playing around, and they just came in to win. You saw it. I think you guys talked about it, Jayson and Isandro, that defensive intensity they had. Man, that was just like, this defense translates to easy offense, and they got that, to build a 30-point lead and sustain it for a long period of time. They were about it tonight.
Full court pressing right after halftime, up by 30. Crazy, man. Crazy. It just shows you how much they wanted.
Mamba mentality.
That's what it was, yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, man, great game, though. So, shout out to you guys for saying that Lakers are going to win in 6. I know that was who said that? It was Kev who said that, and he sounded right.
It was me.
I don't think I said that.
5. I said 5.
I thought it was a sweep after the first game.
No, it should have been 5.
Yeah, no.
I knew. I want to kind of explain my reasoning behind that. It wasn't just me making a crazy guess. It was me looking at this Heat team that, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, they went through each of their matchups in the East, and they beat them. They beat every seed that was above them. So you couldn't count them out. And then maybe they lost the first 2 games, but they came in and they did what they had to do. They put in that work, and they made LA push and elevate themselves another level in order to surpass them. So you got to give credit to this Heat team.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great game. Great, Miami, they're going to be like a team to beat soon, because they, after what they proved, and then like a superstar's coming. I believe it's Giannis. I don't know. I mean, we could talk about this any day, but I think somebody like that is going to be joining Miami soon, and they're gonna take over the East. I mean, besides Brooklyn, but we're not gonna talk about that.
We'll see. But I think Giannis he's not a free agent until next year. So
That's
Is it next year?
Yeah.
2021.
But he definitely set up. They have that foundation. It's like key culture. But we'll see who they if they run it back. Honestly, because a lot of these players are on expiring deals. So we'll see. Have to see like Goran Dragic, Jay Crowder. Those are important role players. But we'll see if they come back or not. I think those big men too, Kelly Olynyk, Mayers.
Yeah.
One thing, like one important thing, because Jimmy, I used to love him when he was on the Bulls. Like people disrespected him in the Timberwolves, and the Sixers. Coaches were saying, and people were saying around the league that he's a cancer in the locker room. Look at him now. Look what he did. Look what he did for the Heat. Pushing them with Udonis Haslem, motivating them to play as good as they did. Yeah, and that's crazy. A young team like that, and these young players, they went against LeBron. Like this is LeBron. Yeah. Like you have to like just think about that, like the mental state that you have to be for Tyler Hero to do what he did for Duncan Robinson. Like those players, props to them.
Yeah, I really love that point you made, because what you're saying, it makes me think maybe it's because they were too stubborn to adjust, right? But Eric Spoelstra really put faith in Jimmy Butler for him to carry this team, and look at where they got. So if you think about it, these other teams, they messed up pretty bad if they didn't want to do what they had to do in order to get there. Where could these other teams have been if they actually put their faith in Jimmy Butler? Yeah, like Eric Spoelstra did.
Yeah,
I think honestly the Sixers did. They just had that unlucky shot by Kawhi. But
you're right. But if you watch the JJ Redick's podcast, he was talking to Jimmy. It came out a few months ago in the episode with Jimmy Butler. He was saying stuff like, that whole playoff run, like before the playoffs, what they were running was a different type of offense, right? It was like give certain players the ball. And then once the playoffs came around, and once that specific series came, Brett Brown changed the offense completely. Like it was
just throw out the window and just give it to Jimmy.
Exactly. It messed them all up. Like So and then when they talk about the free agency, how Elton Brand didn't want to re-sign them because Brett Brown they had some beef with Jimmy, and he didn't want to sign JJ Redick because he wanted to sign other players. Like the reason why Philly lost out was because Jimmy had his other thing. But people were saying, it's Jimmy's fault. Like Jordan's point, like it's Jimmy's fault. The reason as to why they can't get over that hump. What he do now? He made Bam Adebayo an all-star. He's giving Tyler Hero so much confidence to be, a really good player, like a Devin Booker type player. Not saying he might be the best, as good, but he could be. Mm-hmm. But I know you made that face, Jordan, but you never know, man. Tyler Hero a baller, man.
I think so.
Yeah,
but, he has the potential.
No doubt.
Like a hero from Subway, bro. I don't know, bro.
No, man. Jimmy's one of the best players, teammates. Just a blue collar player, man. It was a great series for him on his legacy too. Because he didn't really have much, to go with, but this was definitely a great achievement for him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So kind of touching on LeBron, we're not gonna have a GOAT debate here, but I kind of want to get you guys' opinion. If there is a separation between him and Jordan, because some people believe that Jordan is still the GOAT, I'm not going to debate that, whatever. What do you think would separate him from Jordan? Like, is he doing everything he can, but people are just biased? Or do you think that there's still something missing to LeBron's game, or something accolade-wise that he's missing that he needs to do in order to reach that next level? What do you guys think?
Look, I think there's not much you can say against LeBron, right? The only thing, and I think it's probably the most important thing to me personally, because I still believe Jordan is the GOAT, but we will talk about it another day.
Yeah, another day.
I think it's just the fact that LeBron has gone to the finals how many times? It's been 9 times? No, 9 times, right? And he's won 4. It's not a good ratio, and don't get me wrong. I mean, of course, he wasn't going to win with Cleveland the first time, and then Miami, losing to Dallas was bad. Losing to San Antonio, they could have still won, so that's 2 somewhat easy ring. I mean, yeah, you're right. I get you. San Antonio basically had that chip, and then the Warriors ones, obviously, but still, those are still championships he lost. Whereas Jordan, he didn't ever lose one. He didn't even let it go to Game 7. So I think LeBron could do as much as he can. He could be number 1 in points. He could be number 1 in assists and all that stuff, but I think just Jordan, there's just no comparison. Like, you lose that much in the finals, there's no
Championship vibes, yeah.
Not jumping into too much into it, but I think it's just a matter of how many more rings LeBron gets. But he already has his case. Like,
there's players with 6-7 rings.
He just wants his respect, yo. He's like, man's done a lot. Man's done a lot.
So how I feel, just a quick statement about LeBron Jordan, because this debate has been going on for how many years, bro? 5+ years, and it's still going on. But for me, it's his physical capability of playing basketball itself, the accolades, bro. He passed John Stockton for assists. This is John Stockton, pure point guard. He's top 5 in rebounds. Rebounds. Wait. Have you seen the other top 5?
Wait, what stats are you talking about in the playoffs, though, right?
Playoffs, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But even then in the playoffs, this is John Stockton. This guy would have like 20 assist games, 25 plus. And then being top 5 in rebounds, I don't know exactly what position he's in, but top 5 to be second in rebounds. This is with Kareem. This is with Will.
And he has the most playoff appearances, which honestly is like really impressive. Because he's not that old.
Impressive. At 35?
Yeah.
And then at the age he's doing it at, that's what's like most important for me. At age, right? He's 35 years old. And then people tell me, I don't really want to get too much about the Dallas loss. We can talk about that another day. 32 years old. At 32 years old, LeBron won his championship against arguably the best team in the NBA against the Warriors. 32 years old, Kobe went against that same Mavs team and got swept. But we can talk about that another day.
So I get what you mean, bro, but like, okay, you're taking into consideration the longevity, right? Okay, but you have to also understand, like, this is a completely different NBA. So like back in those days, it was a lot tougher, a lot harder. Jordan took off 2 years. What if he wouldn't have taken off those 2 years, right?
Okay, but he did. So
he did. You can't talk
about basketball.
Right. No, we don't talk about.
What if KD never went to the Warriors and blew up the NBA? Maybe LeBron would have more rings.
I wish KD stayed.
You're 100. You guys are right. But my point is that you're saying all this stuff about longevity. I mean, Jordan, when he was in the league in his prime, no one was stopping him. Like, there was nobody. However, when LeBron was in his prime, he got stopped. When he got stopped by Dallas, when he got stopped by San Antonio. And then that first year that he lost against the Warriors, when it was his first year back in Cleveland, he could have won that. It was the Warriors' first championship.
Are you serious?
Kevin Love and Kyrie. Kevin Love and
Dude,
Kyrie.
Yeah, just don't even make
that.
But
listen. This is what I'm saying. We can continue.
Bro, who's Matthew Dellavedova's please, Jason?
This is slowly turning into the GOAT conversation.
I say so it doesn't turn into a GOAT conversation. Let's talk about what LeBron has done this series, this playoff run. Okay, first, hoodie verse, the Trailblazers.
Easy.
Right? No. It was before who did they verse?
That was Trailblazers.
They versed the Grizzlies.
Oh, it was Trailblazers.
Trailblazers? Okay, it was the Trailblazers. Honestly, that was really fun to watch him go against Melo. Like, I feel like I remember watching plays like where Melo was guarding him. It was like he can't even guard him anymore. And they're around the same age. Like, he couldn't guard him. He couldn't stay in front of him. Like, LeBron is just that good. And then they had their moments like where the first few games the Lakers dominated, but there was like 2 games where Trailblazers kept it close, but LeBron just always had an answer back. Again, that's like, he's still showing like, I'm that dude. You're not gonna beat me.
Yo, and when LeBron pulled up from deep, disrespectful.
Yeah, LeBron.
he did it all.
So I kind of want to skim on Jason's point before, because he said Jordan was able to do it and LeBron got stopped. I don't disagree with you. However, I would like to point out, or I kind of want to ask, though, what more does LeBron need to do if he's either averaging a triple-double or nearly averaging a triple-double? Let's say nearly averaging a triple-double, and his team is letting him down. What more can you do? Jordan had a squad. LeBron didn't those years. This year, if LeBron was lost, that can definitely be put into consideration. It's like, LeBron, you can't complain. You got a team.
Okay.
Jordan had a team too. But if LeBron, his team is letting him down, but Jordan has the much better team, what really can you say about Jordan was able to do what LeBron couldn't?
No,
they both had maybe LeBron had better stats. We'll say their stats were similar on par, yet one team was better than the other.
I feel you. But look, all right. So on that point, I'm gonna remember that, and the next podcast you're gonna talk about this because basically, I'm assuming the next podcast you're gonna talk about the GOAT. So
this slowly
because it's already turning into it.
It's already. You see what I mean? Like this is this is like the most.
It's gonna get way too in depth right now. So I'll keep that in mind for our discussion when we talk about it. So that's gonna be on the next one. But I still believe it's Jordan. I don't think y'all gonna. I mean, if you guys can change my mind,
next time we can go more in depth.
Yeah, we'll get more in depth. So I'll answer your question when we talk about that more. But what I'm gonna say a little bit about that point, what was Kevin was saying, was LeBron in this playoffs.
Because then he versed the Rockets.
Oh, LeBron was crazy, dude. Like he's 35. Like in just 2 months, on December 30th, he's gonna be 36. Like, bro, it's crazy how he did so well against all these teams. Like he bully balled all of them. I mean, obviously against the Rockets, everybody's gonna beat the Rockets. The Rockets are trash. But like against who else did they beat? Who did they beat in the Western Conference? Oh, Denver. I mean, Denver was tired, but like still, like LeBron.
Oh, but look, because like Rockets, I don't think that's an easy dub because Rockets is revolutionary in the sense that no team does as much running back and forth. Like the way Rockets, it's not even 7 seconds. It's just like shooting, pulling up and coming in and shooting threes.
First of all, so Rockets had
LeBron had to be well conditioned to do that.
Yeah. Unhealthy Russell Westbrook, and it wasn't the same Russell Westbrook we saw from during the season. Not
honestly, even when he did drive in, LeBron blocked him so many times, and LeBron was playing like just great defense. Like I think it was in that series where LeBron had that one block where he just came up and like crazy.
Had too many.
Rockets had no chance at all. In fact, the Rockets should have lost to the Thunder, and then Thunder would have had a better series against the Lakers. That's a fact. The Rockets are not good. They suck. They'll never be good. Harden will never win a championship. Russ will never win a championship. Like they suck.
Like that, Tony will never.
Pretty harsh.
Tell us how you feel, bro.
There's no way. I mean, LeBron was in their way anyway. Like, and Anthony Davis. Every team is.
Yeah, they couldn't stop him
unless they get.
I mean, everybody knows Mike D'Antoni is not going to win with that style. Mike D'Antoni will not win with that style.
That's just annoying. He never changes it. It's always.
And that's Mike's Spoelstra. Dude, Mike D'Antoni would not make an adjustment for his life. He just he wouldn't even call timeout in the last like 10 seconds for his team. He just let his team play. He's like, okay, guys, the game was just focus on next game. Spoelstra, he'll make adjustments after the first game. Look what he did.
Yeah,
LeBron goes on a run.
The other team's going on a run. He'll call it timeout.
Yeah, and. Whatever. I don't even want to talk about too much about the Rockets because the Rockets just suck.
All right, so let's go to the Nuggets because the Nuggets put up a good fight. Honestly,
they were tired.
Who?
I don't think they were tired.
Kevin said they were tired, right?
I said that. Yeah, Nuggets were tired in that game. In the game 5, they lost the one they lost. Because I mean,
that one, yeah.
Jokic was. He was in the same.
Honestly, LeBron got them tired because all those games, like the last 2 games before that game 5. The clincher, they were pretty close games, and LeBron and the Lakers just pulled away. You know, AD hit that shot.
But that wasn't it 100% because you got to remember they came back from 3-1 down twice. First team in NBA history to do that in the playoffs. They were tired right when starting it, and they were very close to winning game 2 against the Lakers.
Yeah,
and then they pushed them all the way there, and then they lost that game. So then what happened? They were 2-0, right? Then eventually they fall back into that 3-1 hole. It's just how many times can you get out of that 3-1 hole again and again and again, and especially against this Lakers team, you can't blame them for being.
No, we're not blaming them, and I don't think you can give that discussion about being tired because you're in the NBA. This is what you live for.
Yeah,
and you're that young, being tired, especially those moments. The only one who has the right to say I'm tired is Jimmy Butler because that man literally carried, and no one can do that humanly.
I mean, he was tired. We saw
on the daily, but and the Nuggets had a well balanced team, and they got good off the bench, like role players, and especially Michael Porter Jr. Like he helped them out in that series when they needed
offensively.
Yeah, offensively. His defense sometimes it's so funny how he tries and then he'll just swat at the backboard, and then when he doesn't try, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jokic, he made some tough shots. So the Nuggets are still in that, and Murray's balling against anyone. When I saw him scoring like that against Paul George and Kawhi, it was like, dang, like this dude.
That these playoffs showed what these young players can really do, man. These young players stepped up big time.
It was crazy, man. It was a great series, and they didn't even have like their sixth man in Will Barton. Like that whole playoff run was crazy. But you're right about that. They could have gone like 2-2 if AD didn't hit that 3-point shot.
Yeah,
Buzzer be like they would have been. But going down 3-1, it is what it is, right? Like that's what was gonna happen.
And honestly, that's how you point out. Like, if AD didn't hit that shot, a bunch of people could have said, "Well, why didn't LeBron take it?" Like, "Oh, LeBron's the best player." Like, MJ would have took that. Kobe would have took that.
What happened in Game 5?
But like the fact that AD made it, no one talks about that. It was just the right play,
Yeah, and even AD mentioned the play was drawn up for LeBron, but he's the one who came in and took that.
Yeah.
So those are the things.
And nobody's talking about it.
We was talking about that in the last podcast, right? Saying like, they were saying a bunch of stuff about LeBron. Oh man, like he shouldn't have passed that ball to Danny Green. Right basketball play. Same thing that happened with AD on that one. Even though Rondo passed it to him, but just people gonna hate on LeBron all the time. I know we'll talk about Jordan again. I know I say Jordan is better, but I don't have hate for LeBron. I think LeBron is definitely top 2, top 3. I think Kobe might be better, but we'll say that another day. But LeBron is great, and this year he proved it. I mean, Jordan was, like he said, he said it before the podcast started, right? Like, I believe Jordan was the best up until this year. Like, he's changing people's minds and perspective on who is the best player in the world. Which
Converted.
It can definitely be argued that it is subjective, because for me, I grew up watching LeBron. LeBron was my MJ. Watching those series, the Miami series where they were losing, and then Ray Allen hits the shot, Chris Bosh, and all that. This was my MJ. So for me, he's the GOAT. But as I mentioned, it is subjective. So people growing up in the 90s, I know an elder in my hall. He grew up in Chicago. He was watching MJ, and for him, he's the GOAT, no question. So it is subjective to a degree.
My name is Jordan because of Jordan. My dad. The day my dad thinks LeBron is the GOAT is the day that everybody.
Yo, that's for real. Like, that's
my
crazy.
dad literally had a whole room wallpaper filled with Jordan, bro. It was so bad, bro. But
y'all right though. I mean, look, that's a great debate that we could definitely have one day, talking about Jordan and LeBron. But
we will for sure. Hopefully, we have the whole crew here.
For real,
there's still some missing guys.
For real,
Yeah. So we're definitely going to get more people on, and it'll be filled. Like, sometimes I won't be here. Maybe sometimes Jordan won't be here. We'll have different people. It'll be like maybe a rotation. Maybe we'll have all of us here, but we're all here. We're all part of the same group.
That's right. The Dunces.
We'll try and get LeBron on the podcast, but I know he's going to be a little busy. I have his phone number, but I'm going to email him. Like maybe in a month or two, maybe we'll see.
We can definitely get Bronny though. We should get Bronny.
We can get Bronny.
Hookups,
right? We might have to switch to Twitch TV for a sec, but we can get him.
Thumbnail. Bronny on the next podcast.
Oh, Dev.
Oof. Clickbait. All right, fam.
But yeah,
I think it was a good talk.
But yeah, man, it was a great series. But now we gotta talk to our how many subscribers we got. I don't know, but to our subscribers, we gotta tell them about how we got our name. And I think the best one to tell this story is Isandro.
Briefly mention, how we got the name. So Dunces is another word for idiot. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure.
Thank you for clarifying, because none of us knew it before.
Right? What'd you say?
None of us knew it before. So thank you for.
Yeah. So my friend, he's always saying some crazy stuff. And I'll call him an idiot, and he'll get deeply, deeply offended. Like it's like you're sinning when you call him an idiot, even though debatable deserves to be called an idiot, right? Yet he'll call me a dunce without me even calling him an idiot. So it's the duality of me calling him something that he's also calling me, but he doesn't realize it, and it's the irony of that. And we're kind of just playing into that irony, saying, hey, you know what? Nobody's an idiot. We're all dunces, right? That's where
we are, especially when we talk about sports, because we have 3 guys here saying that LeBron is better than Jordan. So
clearly Jason's wrong. So right?
Yeah, I actually think that Kobe's better than LeBron, but that's a whole different story.
You said Kobe's better. I mean, he's not even mentioning LeBron. Jordan. So
rest in peace, rest in power.
Shout out
Rip.
Rip.
Kobe Gianna.
But we're gonna try to get that crazy child doing dunce in here one day. Hopefully.
He doesn't want to come
King
on.
Dunce.
We'll get him
Dunce.
The OG.
We'll get him on.
No doubt.
Yeah. But all right, fellas.
This wraps it up.
I think this wraps up the podcast for tonight. Thank you guys for joining. The Dunces, Isandro or Eliel. I really don't know. Why don't you change your name? Hold up. Can we talk about that for like 5 seconds?
5 seconds. You're the host. You could have been changed it, my friend.
You're right. That is my fault.
That's on you. Yeah. But just know, anytime you change it, it's going to come back.
You're right. I'm very sorry about that. And shout out Jordan.
We know who Jordan's GOAT is.
Let me conclude. I want to conclude it.
Obviously, it's Alex Caruso.
Do your thing. Do your thing, Jordan.
He is. Caruso's all right, but we can talk about Caruso in the GOAT debate. He's up there.
We'll throw his name in that.
All right, guys. This is the Dunces finishing off the podcast. I want you to like, subscribe, and hit that like button, please.
You said like
right here. Hold on. Boom.
You realize if they like twice.
Hold on, wait. I want everybody
just to be safe. Like it 3 times.
No.
Right, guys?
Yo, Dunce. Hey, I'm talking. I want everybody to be quiet, and we're gonna wait for the subscribers to like that button.
Okay.
You think they did it?
Definitely.
Yeah, I saw you. Thumbs up.
And they commented. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.